right. We're back on the Work FM 93.9 Richmond. And just a moment, going to have Patrick Ryan, not Jack Ryan, as I said briefly earlier. He's not from the movie TV series by Jack Reacher. Nope, not that guy. We're going to get him on here right now. All right, there you are. Welcome to the Fun Work FM, where it's useful stuff only. Can you hear me there?
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
All right, we're hearing you good. So we'll get right into things. Have not met you officially in person, but we hooked up on Facebook when I was looking for guests on the little Facebook page for our show here, and apparently you play gigs out in probably the old area, Portsmouth, I believe it says on the phone, and do
Yeah,
some
so Portsmouth is not where I live. It's
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure why my phone sets it up like that, but no, I perform all around Hampton Roads, Williamsburg,
Okay.
Newport News, Hampton, Virginia Beach, Portsmouth included, Suffolk, places as far up as Northern Virginia, as far down as North Carolina.
Nice. And is
hmm
it with a band or just solo or what?
Both. It just
Cool.
depends on the venue and what they're looking for, that kind of thing. And I brought the band up to Farm Brew Live up there in Manassas. Brought the band down to Moore's Farm Market in Currituck, Carolina. Um, also do solo shows at those places too. So just
Hmm.
seasonality and needs of the venue.
Yeah, and is this a kind of extra gig, or do you have a day job, as most of us do also? Or...
So I recently started a day job about, I don't know, April, so whenever that was.
Mhm. Yeah.
But for 2 years, straight out of COVID, I was gigging full time. Music was everything, and it still is really. The day job, bills, and that kind of thing, but yeah, no, for 2 years it was straight up music. Gigs, open mics, even things like hosting music bingo at breweries and stuff like that.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
And for people out there, how do you get these gigs? What's the process for you?
You have to you have to be good with people, right? And you have to
Right?
understand that it's a business,
Yeah.
and you have to treat it as such. Because if you don't,
Mhm.
it won't be long until it shows that you don't, and then you won't
Right.
be
Right.
getting much more business. So yeah, I
Right.
mean, there's various tactics, that kind of thing, to get in touch with folks, that kind of thing. But the bottom line is you have to be good with people, and you have to be honest with what you're delivering in terms of a service, and
Hmm.
care about what product you're selling. Essentially, what you're
Right.
doing.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's what I've experienced. Better success when you're honest and friendly and good with people, which personally I've had to work on over the years, but here we are now. I am helping book gigs and benefits and sometimes playing gigs, but mostly out here on the air, just helping you all promote and get your stuff out, and you know having a good time doing that. And for me, I mean, it was just I've gotten older, and it's like time to make a change. So instead of all that booking and gigging, I'm doing this. So,
hmm
but what
Very
else?
cool. So you say you book you're booking gigs for people as like a booking service, or
I have done that before. Right now, it's benefits for the Work FM. We're booking the next one for the fall at Maiden Line Brewery. We're in process of that.
great.
Perhaps at a place called Natalie's, but we had a good one August 26th out at the Bryan Park Bar and Grill. Great place for y'all to check out. And if you're a musician, go out to their open mic on Wednesday nights and talk to the owners there.
Okay.
And it's a good place. They're very helpful and open to booking bands.
What was the
And
name of the place again?
Bryan Park Bar and Grill. It's on
Okay.
Lakeside
Hey,
Avenue.
your audio is a little crackled. I'm not sure
Oh,
if
whoop. Maybe it's too loud. Well, let's see what we got here. Good to know. Supposed to have Ron and Lee listening along and checking things for me, but I'm going to turn this guy down here. Whoop. Does that help?
no. I don't think it'd be my computer because of the fact that it didn't do it when we started.
Oh,
um,
well, it is what it is, folks. Oh, I'm way
uh,
up there. Let me turn down
I'm
a
gonna
little. Okay, whoops. That should be better. It was peaking a little on the system. And again, this is what it is. We
yeah.
have old equipment. We have a board here from probably the early 80s, donated.
Oh,
Some mics,
nice.
donated your used mics right here. This one has a switch on it, on off switch. It's a Samson. So that's what it is. You know, we have a saying in music, in the musician community, Ron. We have a saying, if you're listening, you've heard me say, if there's an on off switch on the mic, that means it's not really a good mic. So, little gag I have with Ron. If he were here, he'd be chiming in, but Ron is working, driving a truck this week. So, all you out there, that's what our benefactor and main man Ron does. One of the things to help run the station, keep it going, and your donations probably help him to do that less, although he likes it. So, segueing into that, let's see. It is the Work FM 93.9 coming at you. And we're your Patrick Ryan. So, tell us perhaps, well, at some point, you probably have your acoustic guitar and we're going to play something for us if you want it. You do have it with you? Hello? Can you hear me? You're like flickering there. Can you hear me at all still? Hello. Hello. What is going on, folks? Oh, his mouth is moving, but we can't hear anything. Can't hear you for some reason. This is what remote radio's about. We're going to try to log Ryan off real quick and put him back in here. So we'll just cut him out of here, remove him, and throw him back in. Where did he go? Can you hear me now? Or can I can't hear you. You're phrased up there. So we're going to do this again. We're going to take Ryan out of the studio and I'm going to let him know to try to get back in with another link here. So
Hey, can you hear me now?
Oh, there you are. There you are. Cool. It's about to refurbish the whole system and kick you off and then let you back in. But
I'm back. We're good.
So I was just saying, are you prepared? Like we said, do you want to play a song over the air for us or on your guitar or? Can you hear me still? There is some weird delay in our system.
I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. So.
The video and the audio.
Okay, cool. You are like a little fidgety or slowing in your transmission, but that's again how all this fun stuff works. I was just asking if you wanted to play some original songs over the air, and might be up to you. Since we're fidgety and a little not connecting right, we can skip that this time if you want, because you're just kind of, yeah.
It seems to be kind of going in and out.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of going in and out on us here.
And don't hear you talking.
All right. Ain't this fun, folks? I am going to try this. If you hold on, I'm going to switch you
Sorry,
out
guys.
actually and try to put you back in real quick. So I'll send you another link in a second here. And this is the Work FM. All the fun of professional radio with special kinks and things here. We're going to send Ryan a new link from Messenger. Throw him in here again. Hopefully this will fix what is going on here. And sending him that link now. And we'll just give him a few moments to try to pop in again here. This is the Work FM 93.9, the Return to Normal show, previously called Deep Dives. And you're welcome to send us comments, email the work info at theworkfm.org, or contact us other ways. You can call the number that is readily available to call in, or again, you can subscribe to our channels. You can do all these fun things to engage, either be on the air as a guest, learn how to run your own show, or like I said, get help us by donating equipment or funds or whatever extra stuff. And we're going to try this again with Patrick here. Okay, how are we now? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Great. And you're back into like human form. You're not moving around and glitching. So we'll just keep running with this. And you got to laugh or cry here. So
I always choose the former. Always.
Yeah. So on that note, we have a lot of ample time here if you want to keep chatting, or if you do want to play something with your acoustic and sing for the audience here, that is completely up to you. So
yeah, we can chat a little bit more, man. It's fine with me. Get to know, you know. That way we at least have a little bit of conversation down in case the video goes haywire again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to be safe. Yeah, we'll just chat it up here like old homies, old school. As far as that, everything, folks, that if you're on the air, if the video or the Facebook StreamYard gets messed up, we're still running on the radio, 93.9 FM, and on our stream, which runs the audio from our website at theworkfm.org. So we're still going here. And so we're get back to the brass tacks of things. You were saying you have a lot of gigs in the Hampton Roads area and all around parts of Virginia. And what is the band called Patrick Ryan also, or is it a different name for that?
Yeah, I just book it as Patrick Ryan Band. It's we never really got together and had the conversation about picking a band name, and it sort of defaulted to that when we started, and seems to be working fine. Makes it easier to remember. You know, all you need to know is my name.
So you would say to the bar owner, manager, I'm Patrick Ryan, blah blah blah. I can play as me or play as a band, maybe a duo or as a full band.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. Try to give them different options.
Yeah.
Trios, duos. I do a really cool saxophone, acoustic guitar duo with my buddy Michael,
Oh.
who actually lives in Richmond.
Is that Michael Bradley, perhaps?
It's Michael DeMeo.
DeMeo, my bad. There's a
Yeah.
sax player here, Michael Bradley.
Okay.
He's a lot. He's a cool dude. He was
Awesome.
on my album. He played on a few tracks. And so you've got the Michael DeMeo. Who else is in the group?
Yeah. So my bass player is Paul Warren.
Paul Warren.
Yeah. My drummer is Smithfield Dash, and
Okay.
yeah, he's from Smithfield, Virginia. That's where he gets the
Oh,
nickname.
okay.
And like I said, my saxophone player is Michael DeMeo.
Right.
Guitar player is Danny Lubertazzi.
Mhm.
And that's the gist of the bands. Every so often, I'll add in another horn player and have like a tenor and alto horn section going on. Or my buddy of mine, Nick, sits in sometimes. Nick Flores, he plays the baritone with us.
Nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do they play like as a horn section, kind of arrange their own kind of parts like that? Or
Yeah. I always encourage them to do that kind of thing. Collaborate and come up with melodic kind of things throughout the song. And ideally, yeah, that's exactly what they've been doing.
Nice. And I think Paul Warren, I think I met him. He might have been this guy. He does studio work a lot.
He does do studio work, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Kind of, I was at Sound of Music probably now going on 5 or 6 years ago, and there was a project they were putting together, and he was playing bass. If it's the same Paul, I was on guitar, and we were trying to start kind of a different production company, which I can't remember the name right now, but we did a few songs, and then that fizzled out because they were renting a space from the Sound of Music studios to do that, and got a little wacky, but that's where I think I know him. I could be wrong, but I've seen him on the Facebooks, and I think it's the same guy. Very talented pro bass player, seasoned, and just was all over the neck, slapping and popping and jamming out. And so shouts out to him if that's the same guy.
I'm sure it is.
If not, I sound like a maniac over here. I know everybody. I'm not that important, but
no, man. It's
cool.
Probably the same Paul Warren, and he's phenomenal. Everything you said is absolutely right. I would also add, he's really wonderful human being, great person to have.
Yeah. So, what type of music generally do you play with these dudes?
Oh man, I'm really kind of all over the place. Just the local scene around here isn't too supportive of originals. All original stuff.
Yeah.
So the covers I do are anywhere from. We do a little bit of funk, we do a little bit of blues, we do a little bit of newer songs, newer country songs. Looking at one of my set lists from a couple weeks ago, I got a Stevie Wonder, Sly and the Family Stone, Dave Matthews Band, Marshall Tucker Band, Zach Bryan. Yeah, and I love all music, man. So I'm working on different pieces. Like I've been working on a Bach piece. Every so often, I'll play that fingerstyle on the acoustic guitar. For shows, it just depends. As well as a little bit of Miles Davis as well. Do some So What.
Nice. Oh, great song there. I've done that one before. I like that because it's modal, so it's like just 2 chords, but like cool jazzy chords, and you go back and forth, and so I'm familiar with that just from all the years I've been doing this. And you said one group I was interested in to see. Stevie Wonder. What do you play by him?
Superstition, Master Blaster,
Right.
Sir Duke.
Nice.
Yeah, those three.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Sly and the Family Stone. You do the which one do you do with that?
We do thank you. Thank you for letting me
Yeah.
write. That's a good
Right.
one. It's a fun one to do. It's really high energy kind of thing, and that one and if you want me to stay.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, those are the two Sly ones. We're working on. I'm working on Everyday People. I have to,
Awesome. Yeah.
get the words in the old brain first, and
Right.
remember 'em. But yeah. Mm-hmm.
So also, what Bach song tune were you talking about?
Yeah, Cello Suite Prelude.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know that one.
Oh yeah, you do.
If I do, okay.
It goes like this. It goes like, I'll show you. You know that song, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I've heard that in like commercials, I think. Days.
Yeah.
Little intros to things. They're like, oh, you need to buy the Hyundai Sonata. Here's Bach's Prelude song.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Moonlight Sonata for a Sonata commercial.
Or like a baby's being born. And oh, welcome. Here's a. Anyway, so I have heard that, and you know how the world is, the media, TV today. So I had heard that. Personally, I do like my rendition of Feral East on guitar sometimes, and don't read music. I just figured it out, my own version by ear, because my mom played it when I was a kid on the piano. So
nice.
I kind of did that to get on her nerves or joke with her. She was like, you have to play everything perfectly like the music says and in time and use the right fingering. So I learned that one.
That's awesome.
But
those classical things, they've got a lot of room to if you pick them apart, the technique is in there. You know, you end up sort of Mr. Miyagiing yourself into learning a little bit of theory at the same time.
Right. Yeah. So on that note, did you study music? Were you a music major or just self-taught or what?
Yeah. So no, I didn't study music. Not a music major. I went to ODU for business actually.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
I double majored in marketing and analytics. So numbers and people basically.
Right.
Yeah. But I'm self-taught. I've been playing guitar since I was 13. I'm 32 now, so whatever that math is.
19 years roughly.
Picked up the piano a little bit just in writing songs, that kind of thing, using it as a tool to compose melodies, mostly that kind of stuff.
Right.
I'm currently taking bass guitar lessons from the aforementioned bass player Paul Warren.
Oh, good choice. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's always a lesson whenever I get to play with them. Honestly, just listening to them play, and same with my whole band. You know what I mean?
Right.
I try to make sure that I'm the least talented person on the stage, and that's not saying that I'm not good. That's just saying that you surround yourself with better.
Yeah, you want to surround yourself with equal or usually, hopefully, better players, so you learn while you're doing that, and things go better because sometimes they can cover for me if I was in that situation, or help me arrange, or they'd know what to play without having it written down, or a lot of instruction, I guess you put it that way. But foggy brained me here had a question about that. So did you just study all that on your own, like the guitar, the classical stuff? Did you memorize the fretboard? Did you have books, or did you online kind of studying, or what?
Yeah, I mean, so with the classical stuff, I read tabs, but I've got that sort of memorized. Though I try to learn that kind of stuff. I don't stop sort of working at it until I've got it, ingrained in my memory.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I primarily will learn by experimentation or just hearing something and trying to figure it out myself. I try my best to do that rather than look up like tabs and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But of course, there's always, you can go to tabs if you need to. And, I got a
Yeah.
couple of books. Just recently bought a Miles Davis book, actually. That's the one I've been working at recently. Transcribed for guitar.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, all of the above, really. Just spending time and finding songs I like to play and learning them.
You ever use the iReal apps or system like that?
No.
Nope.
What's that?
It's the whole jazz real book is on
Okay.
an app now, and it's really cool. I use it to practice, and I know people that they play it as a background in gigs, but you
Huh.
should look that up. It's on Apple, and I think it's, of course, Google has all the same apps on the phone, and it's
Yeah.
like you look up a song, it gives you the chart, and then it has a backing band play all the parts in it, and then you can change the tempo, you can change the style of it, you can change which instruments are in the backup group, you can mute some of them. So it's a really cool thing. I try
Yeah.
to tell people about it. It is free mostly, but I found also if a song isn't in there, now you can go to like a forum and look up songs. So I was
Huh.
doing that recently, and it'll just load the whole thing in there and have the band playing and all that, the time changing, and it's really neat. If you want
That's
to,
cool. I'll check it out for sure.
But
You said it's iReal, as in like the
yeah,
letter I and then REAL.
yeah,
Okay.
that's
Cool.
what I would do. But everyone has their own way of doing stuff, and so with that, what else is there? I do not write things down. I didn't write out a list of questions. Just like to go top of the head here, which can be challenging at times, but it's more fun, at least for me, to be spontaneous. And
Same here.
so,
Same.
brain fart. I had a few more questions about all that, but what else? So you said you started playing at 13.
Mm-hmm.
What was that about? I mean, was it you just were interested in the whole guitar thing?
Right. Well, I mean, I was fortunate enough to be raised by a mom who had a phenomenal taste in music. Has phenomenal taste in music.
Right.
And so like, 10, 11, 12 years old, I was listening to The Who and Pearl Jam and Vivaldi and, all kinds of stuff like that. So I I got into rock and roll a little bit, and Led Zeppelin, and I had one of her. I had more than one of her her vinyls, and I was listening to some Led Zeppelin. I thought it was really cool, and she ended up getting me this little Takamine acoustic guitar from a pawn shop, and the action on it was like a mile above the fretboard, and
right,
that kind of thing. But
yeah,
I taught myself on that. Just sort of listening to the vinyls that she, gave me, basically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And I got a little book, like a little Led Zeppelin, tablature book with all the songs on there. So
yeah, I had a few of those growing up. I had the Beatles book. The whole was like a white hardcover book. I still have it. Every score in it. Of course, I don't really like reading tablature, so I just look at the chords at least. That's what they're doing. It's. I don't know with you, but for me, it's like there's suggestions in tablature, and some of it I find isn't completely accurate, or say they're doing a song and Jimmy Page or whoever is double tracking stuff in the studio. So the tablature is going to say either do one part or it's going to
Yeah.
have both and you're supposed to do it separately. So I'm like, try to find a way to do my own version of both, mostly by ear.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it because you can't
Yeah.
emulate. It's hard to, I mean, Achilles' Last Stand had what, like 16 guitar tracks on
Yeah. Yeah.
it. So,
Yeah. So, I look at them playing live and he's doing that. He's like adding in things like chords during his leads or solo runs or main lines and playing something else and improvising to his own stuff. I mean, Jimmy Page is one of my favorites and biggest influences. So,
same here, man. Same here.
and, it's just amazing what they all could do. And I wouldn't say people nowadays are different. It's just different styles and stuff. But
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know. I don't want to comment on that because I like all music at some level. It is interesting. It's a challenge and a talent and a gift and all those things to have that passion and then to even go out and be able to do this in front of people. That is not an easy thing.
Yeah.
But so I do that and I can identify with these things, obviously. But so you had the albums, you had the books, and you just kind of started doing that. And then I'm just going to guess from experience, probably you went and started a band during high school or got jamming with other guys, or what happened for you there?
You hit the nail on the head right there. That's absolutely right.
Wow.
Not so unique, huh?
Well, none of us are really.
Yeah, fair enough.
But
yeah, no, I did. I had my best friend growing up also happened to play guitar, and we sort of learned at the same time. And various little high school concerts and talent shows and that kind of stuff. And that's sort of somewhere on the internet. There's a video of a very long-haired 17-year-old me. Playing in my band on the stage at my high school. We did Tangerine.
Right. Nice.
We did Tangerine, a Grateful Dead song, and then Lynyrd Skynyrd song. And I'm happy to say that the vocals and guitar ability has improved since the time of recording.
So did you have all that, this YouTube and Facebook at that point, or was this also before that?
This was MySpace days.
Oh, MySpace.
Yeah. This was Facebook wasn't. If it was, I didn't have it.
Right.
The closest thing was like the online, Ultimate Guitars and that kind of stuff you could look at. But mostly it was just listening to stuff and trying to figure it out, So
right. So the video of you that was uploaded probably somehow to YouTube or somewhere.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think I uploaded it.
Oh, all right.
So anyway,
it's good that you did it yourself, because I know there's situations where, at least for me, people film me and I'm like practicing or I'm at an open mic and then they think that's really good and then they just put it up on Facebook or YouTube. Usually they ask, but you sometimes. So it's kind of good to be in control of your own art there. But
absolutely.
Rambling with that, it's just like I think Facebook came out in about 2007. I want to say it really got big in about 2008, according to my Facebook page. It's like I look back and go, "Oh, joined Facebook in 2008." So I remember MySpace. And was YouTube before Facebook?
Yeah, it was. It wasn't as extensive as it is now.
Right.
I think Google bought it after Facebook launched.
Right. Oh, that's right. So, well, we're looking at top of the hour. We did start a little later, and that's all good. If you want to disclose what you said, you had
Yeah, so
Hmm.
I had I had an MRI on my
Yeah.
brain and my eye, so two places.
Wow.
Um, this late this afternoon.
Mm.
I've been having this like vision thing going on with my left eye, where there's a little bit of cloudy vision down there.
Mm.
Anyway, long story short, I went to the eye doctor yesterday. She looked inside my eye, and did a test, and she said my 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 nerve, the nerve that runs from your eyeball back into your
Hmm.
brain,
Right.
was compressed. There
Oh,
was fluid around it, and
right.
so that was a little scary because Google search turned up what that could possibly be, and that was potentially a brain tumor, all the way from like
Oh.
yeah. So it was pretty serious. So we got into the MRI. I got into the MRI this afternoon, and sat in that tube, late in that tube for
Hmm.
about an hour and a half, roughly, because they had to do it
Yeah.
twice. But thankfully, no brain tumor. I'm good. We still don't
Nice.
know why my
Good.
vision is cloudy, but
Mm.
I'll take that over,
Oh
the other.
yeah. Better safe than sorry. But did
Yeah.
you have to get anesthesia or an IV for this? No.
No, they just put me in the machine. They did it with the contrast stuff, so they
Oh, right.
that.
Contrast.
Yeah. So anyway, that was unexpected and it ran a little bit.
Yeah.
So hence the
Yeah.
the late start. I apologize for that as well. Sorry
Oh
about
no. No, I just thought it's kind of an interesting story to hear about.
that. Yeah.
We're human and we don't know what can happen, and everyone has their share of medical issues. You'll find out as you get older, you get more of them, but you just move on. And I won't get into that, my old man complaining stuff on here too much, but
You don't want to do a segment of it?
no, I've done it already. Yeah. I had a podcast before I came on here, would talk about all this stuff, and but
Okay.
is
What
what it is.
what is it? Your podcast or you were on something?
Yeah, as people may know, and it's not on anymore. It was the Raj Cast,
Mhm.
and I streamed it on here, and then I moved to it became Spotify. It had some other name back then. They bought it out. It was like
Mhm.
Bumblify. I don't remember. It was the whole thing, and then they Spotify bought it, so it was on there, and it was fun. I did that from my actual apartment computer and had luckily some really good guests came on, and for those that want to do a podcast, check it out, and I'd say go to look up Facebook groups for podcasters where you look for guests, and you never know. I mean, it was wacky because I had like some guy, a bunch of people would be like, we'll promote your podcast and we're American and we're real, and then they'd come out and like try to scam everyone on the page, and but I somehow got this guy who is a real promoter for podcasts, and he got me some semi-famous guests
Nice.
on.
Who'd you have on?
I had the one guy is Gary Kroger, who was an 80s Saturday Night Live cast member.
Nice. Those are the good years of SNL too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I had a guy named John O'Halloran who played a part in the 70s, early 80s Superman movies.
Oh wow. Yeah, with Christopher Reeve.
Yeah, he was the mute villain, the big guy
Mm-hmm.
who didn't talk. He just groaned and tried to throw Superman around, and so it was.
That's awesome.
I'm not, it was just all happenstance. This guy got, his name was, or is, Kevin Patrick. If anyone's out there, I appreciate your help, Kevin, doing that. And look him up. He's a good guy. He charges a very modest fee to just get all these people that he knows through his connections and connect them with just local budding podcasters. And I'm telling you, unless stuff changed in the last few months, you could get these guests. They're like out there going, I want to be on any podcast that I can, either. So there is that option for anyone. Just check it out. Go on Facebook, join a podcasting group or a few, and look for someone like that, and it can happen. But, I moved on to doing this. And, it's cool being on a radio station. Again, humbly, anyone can do this. All you have to do, be on a camera, set it up, at least at the Work FM. No charge, no training fees. We just roll with it. And we are looking for extra hosts and engineers, and we'll fully train you on our system. And instead of me on the air 2 or 3 nights a week, one of you could be filling in and doing this. So
That's awesome.
trying to think of, it's fun. And
Hey,
any
what was
further things? Oh, go ahead.
I was going to ask you, what was the name of the spot in Richmond that you recommended earlier that I asked you? They broke up a little bit when you said.
Oh, it's Bryan Park Bar and Grill. It's I want to say 55, 16 or 18 Lakeside Avenue, and great owners. There's Amy Sims is the main lady, her husband also, and Becky Sims, that's her sister. For those out there, I'm giving away the secrets of the booking trade for free. Contact them, and not a guarantee, but it just seems to work out there. Most people I've known at the open mic now have gigs there. So
That's awesome. Yeah, because one
it
of my
might change, but go ahead.
I was going to say one of my goals going into next year is to just get a little bit more exposure in the Richmond market.
Right.
There's certain spots I have on my in my sites, that kind of thing, and it becomes it's difficult to be able to get FaceTime with people from when you're coming from Hampton Roads to Richmond, unless you're going to come up there and spend a day and just
Right.
just so happen to run into the right people that are working at the same time.
Right. Yeah. Definitely.
So no, I will definitely give Amy and Becky a call and tell them that if
see what happens.
Yeah,
sure. Mention Roger, the Work FM. We're fully in support of them because they've hosted 2 of our benefits.
that's awesome.
And they've had a few different owners since all that, but they just transitioned through and always been really supportive of music and open mics and musicians, and there are other places too.
Sure.
But it's again who you know, and for me that's kind of my thing. I'm like going, how can I help other people get gigs or promote? And that's what I'm out here doing. It just works better for me. Like you said, be polite and nice, be professional, and stuff happens and good things can happen for any of us in the world, in my point experience. So
I agree.
Yeah. So
and I really appreciate all the work that you do and that goes into putting something like this together for the benefit of other people, and I have a lot of respect for that. So for me, thank you.
No problem. Yeah, thank you again. Glad to have you on here. And where are some of the places you play? Say that you want to mention, what's your schedule coming up?
Yeah, so I have a recurring. It's every Tuesday night. We're in Hampton, Virginia. So it's a little bit further out from Richmond, but in the Phoebus area of Hampton, there's a bar or restaurant called Stuffed. It's spelled Stuft,
Mm-hmm.
and myself and my band are there every Tuesday.
Mm.
It's an award-winning open mic. Actually, I've hosted it with my band there for the last. We're going on 3 years.
Nice.
We won the Veer Award back in 2021. 2021 for best open mic in 757 Hampton Roads.
Nice.
Yeah, lots of really just crazy good talented folks come out there. But anyway, we're there every Tuesday. It's
Mhm.
always a good time. It's a full band setup.
Mhm.
Players that want to come out and jam. My sound guy's there. I have him run the sound and everything. It's very professionally done.
Nice.
Everyone has a good time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's on every Tuesday at Stuffed. This weekend I've got. What do I have this weekend? I'll be up at I'll be up at I'll be in Suffolk on Friday at Barron's Pub, and
Mhm.
that's a little bar, downtown Suffolk, little pretty area.
Mhm.
And then Saturday I have an afternoon show at Tradition Brewing, which is in Newport News, Virginia. The closest I'm getting to Richmond is going to be Friday after next, the 29th. That's going to be Saudi Creek Winery.
Right. Okay. I
Yeah.
played that. Where is that's in?
That's in basically New Kent. It's
New
technically
Kent.
in
Yeah.
Virginia, but it's basically New Kent.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I've done that. They had an open mic there for a while.
Oh, really?
years ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Had that outdoor balcony
Yep.
kind of thing. And you do it out
Wrap around.
there. Yeah. My friend Tab was the host for a while out there, and some other folks. So
Tab been
Justice.
okay, gotcha.
Justice. Yeah. He
Yeah.
was a co-host on here for a while. He's a really good guy, good friend of the station and myself. And
That's awesome.
but Soud Creek, yeah, so that's in Quinton.
Yeah, and then the following Saturday, the last Saturday of the month, I'll be at excuse me, at Aleworks. It's in Aleworks is in Williamsburg. It's
Yeah.
like kind of like a complex brewery. It's a big place. They got a lot of space.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and then there's a whole bunch of festivals coming up. Well, not a whole bunch, but there's a couple of festivals coming up in October that I'll be doing. One with my band, and then one solo. Yeah, and all that info is on my website as well as my Facebook. For
Right.
Facebook kind of lags just because I update my website first, and then I do my my Facebook month by month, right, where my website has all my, yeah.
So is that PatrickRyanMusic.com maybe? Or
Almost. It's PatrickRyanJams.com.
Oh, it's right on your screen there. Yep, PatrickRyanJams.com. Cool.
Yeah, there's videos up there, a song list, some original stuff is up there, booking information, photographs, a little bit about me, about my band. That's what.
Yeah, nice, awesome.
Yeah.
And, you use the website a little more than Facebook, maybe?
The web, yeah, and it's just when it comes to like my calendar of dates, because I booked out this year. I think I had less than 5 like Saturdays or Fridays left. Something like the year was pretty much full by like April.
Nice.
So I just went ahead and put all that into my website in the gig calendar. Yeah.
So then you kind of link that, put the link to your web page on your Facebook page or in little notices, posts.
Yeah.
More and go. You want to see all my stuff, all my dates, look here, because I can imagine Facebooking that, which I've done with this stuff, is like a long process. And then if something changes, then you got to go change all the posts. And
you're not kidding.
Your other thing with that too is like, what was it? Facebook, at least for me, at least on the phone, it hides all this stuff. Like you can write a huge post with all this stuff in it, and then it'll block off most of it to fit on the screen. So
yeah, it truncates it.
Truncates, yeah. So
yeah, that's Facebook in general is for advertising and just marketing purposes. They don't let you do a whole lot without giving them some money.
Right.
When I
Right.
say that, I mean, like, so for example, like on a personal page or
Mhm.
on a business page, even
Yeah.
when you're sharing something, it's
Mhm.
only seen by at most like 30% of your audience that you possibly
Mhm.
could show it to.
Mm.
And that's on purpose, because then they let you boost your post when in
Right.
reality
Right.
all that's doing is opening up the rest of the audience you already have.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, I
Interesting.
spent a couple of years in marketing and advertising out
Right.
of college, and it was digital marketing that was my focus. So that's kind of still
So
fresh.
that there's a post that goes around every few weeks where it's like, tell Facebook to show your stuff to all your contacts. There's one of them. Hit here. Is that a scam where they say post and share this and then it'll open up your marketing? Or that's just a bunch of
Yeah,
malarkey.
it's a bunch of nonsense.
And then there's another one. What was it? There's another thing. Hold on. This was good about Facebook. So that is accurate. It's the same thing. So they really do only send it to like 30%. So if I have 3.5K followers somehow from my, I switched mine to the professional thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so only like a third of those at the most are getting that. So what do I'd hit boost and then it would send it out, but then it charges like a few dollars each boost. And
Yeah, yeah. If I've got something I'm really trying to promote, like actually try to, I'm spending
Mhm.
some time to make this happen. Like I'll actually, rather than boosting posts and that kind of thing, I'll actually run a targeted ad campaign
Right.
through
That's
Facebook.
another thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because
And
that way you have so much data on the back end of that. You can see,
right.
how far the customer went in the
Yeah.
process of getting to where you want them to be, and all sorts of things.
Right.
Boosting a post is
Yeah.
just like, hey, a lot of
Yeah.
people saw this.
Yeah. I guess I meant more the first thing, the targeted thing, because I've
Yeah.
looked into that and they get pretty specific and it works, but you've got to look into this and be like, I want to do it this way. This is how much I'm going to put into this. And interesting to know. I mean, I'm not against Facebook. I like it. I use it all the time, but it's good to know these tricks and tips about it because for me, they suddenly I went to the professional page and like 2 weeks ago they're saying, well, you should try to make these get to this level and then we'll start paying you to be on Facebook because of all your shares and posts and reels. So I'm like on this level 3 where it says I need to get a few hundred. Well, now it's like 140 more people to view my reels. And then they're saying after that, they will pay me or whoever to be somehow to be on Facebook as a marketer or
Yeah, it's
leader.
like an influencer or a content
Right.
maker. Yeah.
Right.
That's good. That's good. I mean, I've run campaigns like that for people, and if they're reaching out to you to say, this is what you need, then you're heading in the right direction for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, I'll do my part whenever I see your reels. I'll watch them a couple times.
That would help, and
Yeah,
we'll see
absolutely.
what happens. I was just like bewildered by the whole thing. Me doing my goofy videos and reels, and all of a sudden, because of the work I put in for this, not for me, I made that group, and I would spend like a few hours at least once a day going friend, friend, friend request. This person knows 50 people that I know. So I'm going to friend request that guy, or they're playing guitar. Okay, that's a good one. Or, and I had this whole strategy. So now I have like 2,000 people on Facebook that I either don't know or they're not from this area. And they're like asking me, go like my page. It's about, herding goats in Maryland or Florida. And you gotta watch out for that. But you know, it's
Yeah.
a process, and then you're like, well, do I want to deal with this? Is this person someone that would help me market things, or in some cases, is this person out in left field or right field, politically motivated to be on Facebook for political reasons, or you know,
You gotta
music?
watch out for it.
Yeah, you do, and I have, and you know, it's good to know, and I'd like to talk to you more about that off the air and see what we can come up and with and collaborate here. But great to have you on. I actually need to wrap things up, and I was
Sure.
going to go to this other guy, friend of mine's gig downtown.
Okay. No, I've got a gig to go to as well.
Cool,
I'm
cool.
going to see Bella Fleck, and he's doing
Oh,
Gershwin.
wow,
He's doing Gershwin at the Ferguson Center tonight.
nice.
Yeah,
That's cool. I'd love to go to that.
Yeah, man. I found out that the orchestra, normally at a concert, the best place to sit is the front to see.
Right.
Not so
right.
much for the orchestra.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you want to be in the back. But anyway, long story short, I've got decent seats in the balcony, so it should be
Nice.
good time.
Oh,
Hope
that's
you
awesome.
enjoy your night as well, man.
All right. Thanks a lot. I'm gonna pop you out of here and
All right, Rob.
end the stream. Thanks a lot.
Thanks again.
Yeah. Okay.